Hello everybody and welcome back to another Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde video. Today we will be going back to the desert in hard mode with our Shadow Shurikens. So this is the plan right now. Our goal is to see, can these pretty reasonably upgraded, hopefully almost max, take out the final boss. We will be going with Vivian for this, strictly for the reason that I want to get a lot of levels on both Cleave and the Shurikens themselves. While the survivability is not as good as Conrad, there are a lot of fast enemies in this map, so it will be a little bit more difficult for him. And Maxine is just a little too squirrely with the health that I have right now. Plus, I do want the bonus experience. So that is the plan. We should be getting Vines and Mines as a goal. Maybe get a few points in them, maybe get some number or something like that in the Vines. But right away, we want cooldown on the Cleave, a tiny bit of size, not too much, just a bit, enough to get by. And then we want basically everything else in the Shurikens. We want number, we want damage. We don't want any of this really. I'm not going for crit in the Cleave. I took it there because that's the only thing I had, but ideally speaking, we will get just the mines and just focus on those abilities. So here are our mines. I could get some attack size, but let's just get this, lock it in, and then we also do limit the, we actually gain from that in terms of choice. We are improving our odds of getting what we want. So fantastic there. And so it begins. Already getting some good cooldown levels, though, which is a fantastic start. I wish we had, like, a pet or something. I think that would be a lot of fun. But, hey, you can't always get what you want. But sometimes you get what you need. Oh, that... Okay, mines have ruined a boss chest for me. Blew him right into me. I will say, I did not expect it. Partially my fault, but I'm going to blame the mines on that one. He just went right into me, and he was, clearly one of the exploding ones. It is a shame. Could not necessarily do anything about it. Thankfully, it's not the end of the world. We have a shop here. Maybe I guess I'll look for a chest. Maybe we can get some money, get maybe a pet from there. That would be fantastic. And, I'm already using money on a reroll because I don't want any of those. Get a little bit of damage on this Cleave. Fantastic. Again, our focus is not on crit. We want pretty much everything else. We do want the AoE ability. We want the cooldown most of all. We'll get some damage on the Shuriken so we get it. But look at those vines. Look at how slow he goes in them. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Alright, come on. Come on. There we go. Let's see how they're hitting. They're hitting for a 5. Not great at all. But that will get better. And hopefully we'll get a pet to increase our damage. If we can get Slither up a level or 2, I think that'll be a huge help. But right now, we definitely need to get some health back. So let's keep getting the number up so we have some more range, more protection, and we do have a boss chest. So I do want to make my way back down. But we got a nice heart, safety heart, walking into skeletons, safety heart, already obsolete. But hey. It did its job. It got us through. Let's get some more damage. And fantastic. Now, I can go for cooldown right there. And cooldown will be important. But right now, we're just focusing on getting the damage out there. Damage on Shurikens is actually really good because we're firing so many that each point is affecting multiple hits. I'm also going to go for the range of the Cleave right here because, again, Cleave is our synergy weapon, and synergy weapon with this character gets increased chance to drop blue shards. So we want to kill as much as possible. I'm, again, not going to take that many points in the Cleave. I'll probably go like to 5 or so. Not, to max or anything like that, but cooldown I will take very high. Obviously, cooldown on Cleave is the most important one. It gets to be the, cleaver. I can basically just destroy everything in sight. And we do want damage as well, because we are going to get the Cleave speed up. So damage is always a good thing there. So if we can take cooldown, we're taking cooldown. No questions asked. And we're actually in a very big spot of bother. More cooldown. we should hopefully be able to... Ooh, I think we just got out of there. Fantastic. Whew. Tiny bit of money, not quite enough. That shop should still be active, but we want this little bit of money here. Maybe we'll get enough. We should be able to get a pet with this now. Slyther is only 220, so that would be fantastic. We still have a bit of experience coming our way, and we want this boss. And we want these even more than anything else. Delicious, delicious farming waves. So we should have another couple of those headed our way, and we now have the speed we need. Again, one more will be ideal, of course, because it is as fast as it can go, but I'm quite pleased with the speed that we currently have. So as you can see, even with the amount that are coming in, we can handle it because of our speed, and we now have the maximum speed allotted. Let's kill this boss, get a chest from him, and then we can definitely start gaining our health back, assuming this other boss doesn't get in the way. But we have the knockback from the cleave. That should help. Perfect. And we have our 2 chests now. As long as I don't do anything stupid, which I was a little close to, as long as I don't do anything stupid, we should at least get some hearts here. And look at that. We are back in action. So, can get a little dicey, but... basically, once you get through this phase, we're in golden mode. I'm very comfortable. I want to reroll, but I do want to save some money for some shops. So, unfortunately, I will save some money for some shops. I also want to find where this boss is, because another boss chest would be lovely. Let's get some more number here. Fantastic. Let's try and get some vines on the boss. That would be even better. I do not know why they went down. The boss was literally right next to me. Little odd there. Little odd. But hey, we got the rest of our hearts. I will take it. So, I think we're pretty good on size. We're at, 3. Maybe go 1 or 2 more, I suppose. But we're decent. A bit more damage, just so we can one-shot the things that are coming. But we are in a good way. As you can see, the shurikens are already coming out fairly well. Let's start working on that cooldown, getting that down. But you can see, they're coming out. Just pop, 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 pop. And this is rank 1. That is actually the beauty of these weapons, or this weapon particularly. Other weapons, such as the bone and the arrow, they do not get the speed increases until you get to a much tiered up weapon. That would be at least 2 and 3 in most cases. So this is where this weapon shines, I think. So I want to use it at its maximum potential. I mean, can we actually kill this boss with this weapon? I think we can. I think we can do it. We're going to get that 1 damage. It might not sound like a lot, but look at how many 1 damages we will be applying. Pop, 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 pop. All of these hits, assuming they hit the boss. And that will be the biggest thing. So ideally, if we can get enough experience, we will also max out the range of the cleave so we can clear all the little things out. But if we can't, perfectly fine. Keeping some things in range is not going to be terrible, as long as we can aim the shurikens that we do have. So, we're almost to the point where we can kill these vines. I believe... Ooh, there's another pet. Let's see if we can increase our damage even further. That would be fantastic. I would be thrilled with more and more damage. Now, obviously, being able to loot from further away is amazing. No doubt about that. I cannot argue in the slightest with an increased loot range. However, we are literally here to test to see if we can kill. We will go with the movement speed, because this is a charging boss, so the movement speed will help. Hardy, honestly, is amazing, and I love Hardy thoroughly, but we've gotten past the point where I'm afraid. Hardy might be useful on the final boss. It might get us an extra hit should we be taking damage. However, if we're preparing for the final boss, I'd rather have the move speed, and maybe we just don't even take that damage to begin with. So I think that is where the logic comes in with what I'm going. We're currently at number 6, damage 4, cooldown 5. Let's keep going with that number. Let's get it up there so we are firing at our maximum potential for this current tier, and I think it's going pretty well. It looks like the stream is coming out pretty often. You know, obviously not as much as a tier 3 or anything like that, but we're not here to judge a tier 3 shuriken right here. These enemies, I would say, are probably the worst in this zone. They just have so much health, and they come at you in such numbers. Thankfully, the cleave itself does have a solid knockback to itself, and that will be huge. So, as you can see, they just pop back. It can be dangerous when you're going past them, and they they move with you a little bit. We're definitely going to reroll here. We want one of our big boys. So there we go. As much as I want more damage on the cleave, we are focusing now as much as possible on the shurikens over anything else. We have the survival, and let's just see what it can do. I want to get its crit up, so it's critting very often. I mean, if we're seeing, like, they are eating those alive compared to what our cleave is doing. So let's re-roll again and see what we get. Just, alright. You want us to take some cleave, I'll take some cleave. But we're going to get another pet. It's going to be more damage. It's going to be glorious. As you can see with the AoE too, normally this wave in the prior runs was basically being utterly demolished. But no. Also, one thing to note. Increases damage by 1, number by 3. They're approximately the same right now. As you can tell, we have 30 hits. This is going to increase our damage by 30, and 3 hits would be 33. So every time we increase this by 1, it's essentially you can ping-pong at this point. That's one good thing to note, is by ping-ponging, you're actually maximizing the amount of damage, assuming each one is hitting. Now, if you're assuming that they're not hitting, and you're only hitting with a few, the question then is, would more number mean you hit more times, or do you want to maximize the amount of damage each of those individual hits does? We didn't get it. Boo. Boo. Let's just get some more movement speed. So if I get hit now, I am just bad. Bad and sad. But our cooldown's getting lower. We have a very solid stream coming out. As you can see, bigger enemies are starting to fall, so it does seem like this is getting on the road. You can see even those are very hard or high health mobs. That boss right there didn't really stand a chance. So things are looking good. As long as these hit, things are looking good. Now, will they hit? Ooh, that's where the fun comes in. But let's see if we can get it aimed at this boss. There we go. And dead. I can't complain about the damage when they are hitting. So, we're already at number 10, damage 6, cooldown 7, and only 1 crit chance. So we do want more crit, and we still have plenty of time to go. But let's get the cooldown. More cooldown, more opportunities to throw. My favorite boss just spawned, though, because he spawns little friends, and you can farm them so easily. So, we can start working on the cleave again, as I say that. I don't necessarily want damage, I actually want more AoE at this point. The damage is nice, but the AoE would definitely get rid of huge swaths of enemies. That would be a whole lot more fun. And, yeah, so we need some damage going on. Or some AoE to just get this experience even faster. The damage doesn't hurt, though. Once we can one-shot them, that does help a lot. So, just so many things we do need. Although, I think we're leveling at a pretty good clip right now. Again, these are just tier 1 weapons in the hard mode. I cannot complain about their use. I mean, the first time I did hard mode, I was like, okay, I need something to get through this. And what that was just to get better. It's easy to blame your tools and blah blah blah. But once you get the overpowered weapon, and you know it's overpowered, and you can use it to its heart's content, it works pretty well. Cleave. How I avoided thee for far too long. Still have about 5 minutes left. So 5 minutes left. We're at a bit of a lull. We will start to get surrounded relatively soon. I mean, not right away, but, you know, those surrounds will happen more, and we will have a lot more of the skeleton waves that are happening right now, which is fantastic. A new pet. New pet. Fingers crossed. Let us get more damage. Ooh, and I need this guy. I need 3 of him, oddly enough. I have 1 kill, but he just does not like to crop up for me, so I'm actually really glad that he is the mini-boss that just spawned. Woo! Oh, we got it. There we go. Take him out. Easy. We have plenty of things around us. We are not doing nearly the damage that we need, but that is perfectly fine. Our cooldown is now maxed. Fantastic. Our cooldown and number are maxed for the shurikens, so we cannot be firing any more or any faster. We can only go harder. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that performs. I think it's going to go pretty well again. I think things are looking pretty good. The key will be hitting the boss. So if the boss does not die, I'm going to sort of try and do some quick number kind of things just to see how fast he goes down. I mean, hopefully it won't be so hectic that I can't be, you know, keeping track of things. But at the same time, I will be trying to survive as well as all sorts of other things. So keeping track of that number while leveling, and more importantly, trying to get them to hit, I think will be the hardest part. Getting them to hit. A little bit more damage. We're at the point where we're good. And garbage. Not garbage. Again, very good things. We will take the range instead of the 10% experience because I think I've been leaving some behind due to the range. But look at how fast these mini-bosses are dying. With the crit chance as it comes up, will be fantastic. We don't really need to get too much crit. Again, crit doesn't have necessarily diminishing returns. I mean, if you think about it, when crit is under 50%, you are basically looking to get it to 50%, so it's, you know, every other shot. But once it's every other shot, you know, you're looking, instead of increasing crit, so it's critting more often, you're actually looking to decrease non-crits at that point. And that's the point that I really do enjoy getting to. I mean, if you think about it, from 50 to 66, that gets it every 2 out of 3. And then it's only till 75, and then it's 3 out of 4. 80 is now 4 out of 5, and so on and so forth. It gets less and less to be much more impactful once you hit that threshold. But I think we're firing so many. I think we only need a few points in crit right now. We have the number, damage, and cooldown max, so I am thrilled by all of that. I'm going to get a bit more number on the vine so they can cause some havoc, because we're not necessarily going to get the size, but one more can definitely potentially slow down some other things. So level-wise, I'm actually really happy with where the shurikens are. They can keep going up in damage. Ooh, I do want to do that, but I think right now let's get a bit more crit. Since they can keep going up in damage, we're gonna only focus on that. I was thinking of maybe going into cleave a bit more and things like that, but we're gonna get the crit up, and then we are just gonna get more and more damage. We're gonna start using our money more for rerolls if we don't get a shuriken. I was also gonna, you know, get some more cleave on. But no, we want damage. We want those big hits. We want those big crits. Crits being the triple damage that they are incredibly powerful, which is fantastic. I love more power, more good. Ooh, see, I was just pushing that guy around. I was not very friendly. We definitely want that. And while I would take Scoop or Hardy at this point, I don't think I'm going to take him. I think a reroll is only 200, so let's just go with that. We do have one reroll still in the bank, and we are coming close to the end game anyway. So let's see how we go. And yeah, we have 1 minute left. Let's try and get a little bit more money and not die to these armored bugs and get a new pet who's going to give us... Oh my gosh, I'm taking all the damage now. All at the end. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. Get a bit more crit and hopefully survive this onslaught right here. Again, without the cleave the way that it is usually at this point, it is definitely a lot harder to survive, and I've taken way, 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 way more damage than I ever wanted to at this point. We finally got our rank 2 Slither, which is fantastic. More damage to everything, and that is great. Now, we just don't want to take any more damage. It is not very easy at this point. I don't have a reroll, which is with my gold the way it is, so that is fine there. That is why I took that. But we do have a chest of much life, just in time for the boss to pretty much spawn, and there is also another pet. So, unfortunately, we can't get to the pet. It happens, but let's see how this is doing for the boss. We have the move speed, fantastic. Right now, damage-wise on the boss, it is... Oh my god, I am gonna suck so bad. Oh! Oh boy. But damage-wise, that was doing incredible. That was doing incredible. I'm gonna do another run, just so you're aware. And I'm gonna post it right to the end of this. I am gonna get that boss dead. You're gonna see a dead boss, so please hang on. I'm also gonna grab this loot magnet. You are here, you're seeing loot magnet, and I'll catch you in a minute. Jumping back in at the end, we can see we have some crit chance, almost to max, but we do have the 13 damage, only one Slither this time, but we have a whole slew of pets. Health, not exactly full, but the boss has actually lost almost 1,000 hit points. I did not expect the shurikens to be going in the right direction. I was hoping to find the boss before I started recording again. So here we go. He's actually already charging in, but we are in a pretty decent place. The damage that these are doing is pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately, we are in a terrible, terrible, terrible spot to be doing this boss. Right now, the big goal is to actually kill off just the ads, get to a point where we're safe, and then the shurikens should take it from there. As you can see, they're hitting for very solid numbers. I do want to get this chest popped because it will be some health, and then that will hopefully be good. Looks like the ads are pretty much taken care of, and now we need to just get the boss in target. Shoot down, please. That would be fantastic. The boss will charge into that, and unfortunately, now he is above us. We're going to get some hits there. There we go. That's the damage that we are looking for, and it should retarget in a second. Please retarget. Oh, we did it. Woo, did it. That retargeting. So there we go. It is entirely possible, and honestly, the shurikens are doing work. They do fantastic damage, and I can't complain at all. That retarget, though, is very scary, and this boss is probably one of the worst ones to do it with. If we were doing it with, say, the second zone, you know, he does summon the ads that go around you, but he is a lot less aggressive, I find, and easier to bounce around. So with a hard boss, we did it! I mean, no complaints. Rank 1 or tier 1 weapons all around. As you can see, 0 crit here even, not even max damage. Just a bit of damage on the mines, and just AoE in number, not even damage on the vines. So this was all the Shadow Shurikens, and yeah, fantastic. So, moving on from here, we will be going to the other heroics again, our other hard modes. I keep calling them heroics. My old WoW days are back in action. We do have enough for the 60 damage, so popping that right there. Gonna grab it, gonna grab some health, and look at that. The next cleave, the Red Reapers are in sight. We can start planning that out, but we still have to actually buy this cleave over here, which we are now gonna do. Why are we going to do that? We are going to do that because we just had our successful kill with tier 1 weapons. That's going to be 2 base damage, more knockback, which its knockback is already great, 10% base size, some cooldown reduction, and some base crit chance. It's fantastic. We need to kill some hoodies for this slot, which I still don't really know what it is. I know that the devs have said they are going to clear this up in the update, so it will be clear. But, whoo, we got it done. We can even get some crit chance if we want. Maybe next time. I want to save the purples, though. So, thank you very much for checking this out. Hopefully, you can replicate this and see that, yes, it is possible with just tier 1 weapons. Again, I had 0 tier 2 weapons. Now I have a tier 2 cleave. And I'll actually probably start working to some other tier 2 weapons as well. As we already have the vines, although not upgraded in the slightest, I will get that upgraded as well. I'm a fan of the vines for sure. So thank you very much. I will catch you next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. It does help. And have a wonderful day.